We're going into more word magic now, and we're going to expand it out. California was the name of an imaginary realm in a book called Las Sergas de Esplandia, Exploits of Esplandian, back in the 1500s, early 1500s as well. And it's a book written about magic castles, dragons, giants and sorcery, with knights spelt with a K. The question are these knights the K of the knight? Deemed as saviours, and the book is almost a copy of what resembles King Arthur, Camelot. Actually, it's not King Arthur at all. It's King Arth of the Urs. Magic. Art of influencing or predicting events and producing marvels using hidden natural forces. Yes, those forces are the non-physical beings we call the Smokies, but are the jinns. It is they who do the so-called magic. Derives from Magos, known as one of the members of the learned and priestly class. It's the Cohen and Carnes again. A druid is another version. They were called the magician priests. These priests have a lot to answer for. Most of the modern day ones are oblivious to what they're doing or taking part in. It's just like being in school again, going to church. Teacher or priest recites from a book and all must copy and repeat back. Calling on Amun, which is Amun-Ra, via the Amen mantra. Then they ask you to pray. P-R-A-Y. But if they are a disciple of God as they promote themselves, why don't they pray for a better world? And if praying worked, why is the whole world riddled with death, famine, scarcity, greed, violence and destruction? Why do 49,000 children die every day? Why do 7,000 Indian people die each day, despite the majority of the masses in India praying daily? The answer is, it doesn't work. Praying is loosing your energy. For entities on the etheric and astral realms, it's all in the words when they ask you to pray. They are praying on you. You are the prey. Understand now? Magic, the transferred sense of legerdemain, which means optical illusion, just like the mirror. Mage means magician, enchanter, which brings up another mirror effect that includes the word idol, idolatory or idolize. Mage, M-A-G-E, becomes I-mage. Connecting the dots now. image. The description of image or image is an artificial representation that looks like a person or thing. A copy, imitation, likeness. Image is a reflection in the mirror. Image, a copy of. It's that mirror again. So what this is saying is an image is not real. It is a copy. But what are they copying? Clones, bots. The art of illusion, which is called magic, is just that. It's an illusion. The real term is Maj, M-A-G-H, which stems from what they say is Proto-Indo-European, which is another hidden form of their word magic illusion. That is the Rus-Aryan teachings and meanings. Maj means to be able. That means you are able to do it without external forces manipulating it, you and reality. For further reinforcement of that look at the Old Church Slavonic, Mosti, Russian, mok, can, be able. English, meg, M-A-E-G, I can. Gothic, mag, can is able. It was then said that natural magic in the Middle Ages was that which did not involve, listen closely, to the agency of personal spirits. It was considered more or less legitimate, not sinful. They described natural magic as a halfway trap of the word magic, and typical of the terminology they use to distort today. And I will correct that statement. Natural abilities was that which did not involve the agency of personal spirits. You used yourself and didn't dance with the dark, is exactly what that is stating. What the real world is for magic today, the real word, is for magic today, is necromancy. Sorcery, witchcraft, black magic, properly divination by communication with the dead. Exactly what I've been saying. Magic is dancing with the dark, dead spirits. So they've destroyed our language and our understanding of it. More so in the modern day, from around the 1400s, the Catholic Church has been tasked with destroying all past history, ruining the teaching format of having astronomy as the head subject, sent legions of clowns around the world, killing off peoples with oral history, Columbus being one of them, largely done via the Dutch and British East India Tea Company, eliminating whole peoples like the Pygmies. Tribal groups globally got decimated. Anyone and everyone who would question what the church cult was putting out. Burnt books, burnt what they called heretics at the stake. burnt advanced being and teacher Anna, also at the stake. Destroyed the Rus and the Aryans' history and knowledge throughout the last century. Scientists, writers, artists and philosophers all killed or imprisoned and their work banned or controlled to a point of no purpose. Da Vinci being a prime example. Anyone who could teach, or any leader who rose to help and support their people, like Gandhi or the Tsars of Russia or the Prussian leader, declared a despot because he looked after the people. Christians, followers of Rome, Catholics, this is your legacy. This is the system you are propping up. They are denizens of evil, the darkness personified. These people don't teach morals, just an illusory path into heaven. But it's not your version of heaven, but theirs. Like From Russia with Love 8B said, heaven to them is death and destruction, as they relayed in the path of the Order of the Black Sun. That church are subsidiaries of that dark cult. Like I said, it's all in their magic spell words. They ask you to pray, which is energy illusion. They extract from you with your consent. You are the prey, and they then prey on you. Prey spelt P-R-E-Y. Now, some people will be reluctant to ditch this cult or drop them. And no one likes being fooled. But you need to get over it. We've all been fooled, including many of those in the church. The story I read earlier, I would ask, what if that was your child they did that to? Would you walk away then? If the answer is yes, my question is, what makes anyone else's child any different? Because that is an I'm all right Jack attitude. Thinking of and only for the self, not thinking for the self and helping and supporting others. Pedophiles often run the gauntlet of vigilantes, which I don't particularly approve of. But why are these church people treated any differently? Well, they're men of God, some will say. Whose God, I will ask. And then say, so what you're telling me is, God approves pedophilia and child torturing. Think. And I mean think, not just react to the statement. Reacting to the statement is your mind virus at play, the meme. Take back your mind and you direct the narrative. As once you have the knowledge, it now becomes your responsibility to change yours and its path. That is called sovereignty. The words dual, D-U-A-L, and duel, D-U-E-L, reveal much. One is a copy, and the other one means to fight. But Dieu in Old Breton means black. El and Al both mean God. So duel with an E means fighting for the black God. Dual means mirroring the black god. Oops. Knowledge, another word with a K, that was actually used to start off with the letter G. Knowing is gnosis. Gnosis. Well, let's ignore that and look at the word. To know, gnosis. Then the word ledge. Ledge is a shelf, and so a limit of knowing is what they're telling you. Then they'll come out with statements like, you have to reach the apex. Again, it is limitation. Is there nothing beyond the apex? The sky is the limit. Another limitation. Why is the sky the limit? There is no limit once you change your thinking. Like the transit from Ophiuchus to Sagittarius, the word for guardian was master in the former and guardian for the latter. So self-mastery must change also to self-guardian. This whole planet has been in a reduction and retraction phase on all levels for many, many millennia. What we're doing now is called expansion, not retraction. It will be a long road ahead, but the road is now created and the people can see it. Before, it never existed. That is the difference between now and then. The path previously was created for you. It was the road to hell, and we all walked blindly down it. And this is why all have to take responsibility going forward. Getting others to do everything for us has clearly not worked. Otherwise, this show wouldn't exist. Rahu and Ketu are the proverbial blue and red pill. Like I have said, choose neither. They were not your choices. The same applies to politicians. None of them are your choices. They are their choices for you to vote on, to consent. Step back and think is the key. A member asked the question, so someone who is self-aware, good judgment, wise and of strong character would not fall prey to Rahu? Exactly. And that is the value of inner work, is revealed right there. You won't be affected by Ketu or Dark Forces enticement programs either. The answer to every question posed is you. Ponder long and hard on that statement. Do you follow what is normal, nor used before the second or last of a set of negative possibilities? Mal means bad, wrongful, or ill, like illusion. Normal is a reflection of limitation and means you have no imagination. Limitation is the dark void holding nothingness and no matter. That brings in words like impossible, when you can change it to I'm possible. Now, if everyone does that with a personal responsibility, humility and ego in balance, then we have a real change. And it starts with you.